Animal House exploded onto screens in 1978 and shocked the entire movie world forever. David here, and what happened to its young, unknown cast after the cameras stopped rolling will truly leave you speechless. Animal House looked like a small college comedy, but it became one of the biggest comedy hits of its time. And at the end, I'll show how much money it made from a tiny budget. Hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss a single legend. John Belushi, John Bluto Blutarsky, born John Adam Belushi on January 24th, 1949, in Chicago, Illinois, to Albanian immigrant parents, he played the wild fraternity brother John Bluto Blutarsky and became the loud heart of Animal House. He was already a famous face from Saturday Night Live and the Second City comedy group, and director John Landis actually rewrote the role to match his explosive energy after watching his audition. During filming, he flew back to New York every weekend to shoot SNL on only a few hours of sleep, and co-stars later confirmed he was hiding serious drug problems and deep loneliness behind the loud laughter on set.
Over? Did you say over? Nothing is over.
He earned only around $40,000 for Animal House, yet the film went on to make over $141 million worldwide and turned him into a movie superstar with hits like The Blues Brothers, which also became a double platinum music album. Despite the love of his high school sweetheart wife, Judith Jacqueline, and his close younger brother, Jim, his cocaine and heroin addiction kept growing until he was found dead at the Chateau Marmont Hotel in Los Angeles on March 5, 1982, from a drug overdose at only 33 years old, proving the funniest man in any room can also be the most broken inside. Tim Matheson, Eric Otter Stratton. Born Timothy Lewis Matheson. On December 31, 1947, in Glendale, California, he played Eric Otter Stratton, the smooth-talking ladies' man and unofficial leader of the Delta fraternity. He had been a working actor since the age of 12, appearing on Leave It to Beaver, voicing Johnny Quest at 13, and starring with Lucille Ball in Yours, Mine, and Ours. And he later came very close to beating Harrison Ford for the lead role in Raiders of the Lost Ark in 1981. Director Landis cast him because he was the most experienced young actor available, and crew members remember him as the quiet professional who never drank or partied between takes, the complete opposite of his on-screen character.
Don't think of it as work. The whole point is just to enjoy yourself.
After the film, he was typecast as a charming villain for years, but he reinvented himself as a serious dramatic actor and earned Emmy nominations for playing Vice President John Hoynes on The West Wing. He's been married 3 times, has 3 children, and in 1989, he and partner Daniel Grodnick actually bought the National Lampoon Company itself, selling it 2 years later. Today, at 78 years old, he stars as Doc Mullins on Netflix's hit show, Virgin River, which has been renewed through season 7, and he published his memoir, Damn Glad to Meet You, in November 2024. Peter Riegert, Donald Boon Schoenstein. Born Peter Riegert on April 11, 1947, in the Bronx, New York. To a Jewish family, he played Donald Boon Schoenstein, the loyal best friend of Otter and the boyfriend of Karen Allen's character. Before this film, he studied at the University of Buffalo and spent several years as a struggling stage actor in New York City, performing in small off-Broadway plays for very little money. He was cast for his calm and natural acting style, which gave the chaotic comedy a grounded emotional center, and his quiet chemistry with Karen Allen became one of the most loved parts of the film. After Animal House, he chose not to chase Hollywood fame and built a steady career as a respected character actor, with memorable roles in local hero Crossing Delancey and as Ronnie, the other guy Zellman on The Sopranos. He even directed his own short film by Courier, which earned him an Oscar nomination for Best Live Action Short in 2001. He was once in a long relationship with comedy legend Bette Midler in the 1970s and now lives a very private personal life away from cameras. At 79 years old today, he still acts in independent films and television projects, proving that not every great talent needs the spotlight to keep working.
Some stupid zombies get to ride a pile of Kleenex down the street? Rah-rah.
Do you also believe that quiet, hardworking actors deserve more love than the loud Hollywood stars? Share your honest opinion in the comments below. Tom Hulce, Larry Pinto Kroger. Born Thomas Edward Hulce on December 6, 1953 in Detroit, Michigan, he played Larry Pinto Kroger, the shy and nervous new freshman who joins the Delta fraternity, in the film. Before this film, he trained at the North Carolina School of the Arts and worked as an understudy on Broadway's Equus, even taking over the lead role from Anthony Hopkins for several performances at just 21 years old. He was cast because director Landis wanted someone who truly looked like a scared, innocent teenager, and his nervous energy made him the audience's emotional eyes through every wild scene. After Animal House, he became one of the most respected dramatic actors of the 1980s, earning an Oscar nomination for playing Mozart in Amadeus and voicing Quasimodo in Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame. In a shocking turn, he quietly walked away from acting in the late 1990s and reinvented himself as a Broadway producer, winning a Tony Award in 2007 for the hit musical Spring Awakening.
Hoover says they won't even let us enter a float in the homecoming parade.
Some stupid zombies get the right of...
He has lived a private, personal life and has spoken openly about being gay in select interviews. At 72 years old today, he runs his theater company in New York and surprised fans by returning as Quasimodo in Disney's Once Upon, a studio short film, in 2023. Stephen Furst, Kent Flounder Dorfman, born Stephen Nelson Feuerstein. On May 8, 1955, in Norfolk, Virginia, he played Kent Flounder Dorfman, the sweet, chubby pledge who just wanted to belong in the Delta fraternity. Before this film, he was a struggling young actor in Los Angeles working as a pizza delivery driver, and he famously slipped his own headshot inside the pizza boxes he delivered to Hollywood agents, which is actually how he got noticed for Animal House. It was his very first feature film, and his gentle face, soft voice, and pure innocence made Flounder one of the most loved characters in the entire movie. After Animal House, he built a long television career, most famously playing Dr. Elliot Axelrod on the hit hospital drama St. Elsewhere from 1983 to 1988, and the ambassador's aide Vircado on the science fiction show Babylon 5.
He's in there. Oh boy, is this great!
He also stepped behind the camera and directed several films and television episodes in his later years. He was married to his wife Lorraine Wright since 1976, and they raised two sons together, Nathan and Griffith. He had quietly battled type 2 diabetes for many years, and on June 16, 2017, he died from complications of the disease at the age of 63 in his Moorpark, California home. Karen Allen, Katy. Born Karen Jane Allen on October 5, 1951 in Carrollton, Illinois, she played Katy, the smart, kind, and increasingly frustrated girlfriend of Boon, and one of the few real emotional voices in the film. Before this film, she studied at George Washington University and at the Washington Theater Laboratory and worked as a stage actress in small New York productions, and Animal House was her very first feature film role. She was cast for her natural, intelligent on-screen presence, and her quiet, grounded performance gave the wild comedy its only true moments of real human feeling. After this film, she became a worldwide star as Marion Ravenwood, the strong-willed love interest of Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark in 1981, and went on to films like Starman opposite Jeff Bridges in Scrooged with Bill Murray. She was briefly married to actor Cale Brown, and has one son named Nicholas, born in 1990, and she lives a quiet life in Massachusetts where she runs Karen Allen Fiber Arts, her own knitting and textile design business, and teaches acting at Bard College. At 74 years old today, she returned to the world's biggest screens by reprising Marion Ravenwood in Indiana Jones and The Dial of Destiny in 2023, proving Hollywood never lets a true icon go.
You just got here. I've been downstairs for an hour entertaining some kid from...
Do you remember the exact moment you first fell in love with Marion Ravenwood on screen? Tell us in the comments below. Donald Sutherland, Professor Dave Jennings. Born Donald McNichol Sutherland on July 17, 1935 in St. John, New Brunswick, Canada, he played Professor Dave Jennings, the cool English teacher who shockingly smokes marijuana with his own students in the film. He was already a worldwide star before this movie from huge hits like The Dirty Dozen in 1967, MASH in 1970, Clute in 1971, Don't Look Now in 1973, and the 1978 remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which came out the same year as Animal House. He took the small role as a favor to fellow Canadian producer Ivan Reitman, and in one of the biggest financial mistakes of his career, he refused a 2% share of the profits and took a flat fee of around $35,000, losing an estimated $3 to $4 million in earnings.
Describe the struggle between good and evil, right?
He had quietly battled serious illness for years, including a near-fatal case of spinal meningitis in the 1970s that left him in a coma. But his career only grew bigger, with later roles in Ordinary People, JFK, Pride and Prejudice, and as the cold villain, President Snow in the Hunger Games series. He was married 3 times, and his son Kiefer Sutherland became a major star in his own right. He sadly passed away on June 20th, 2024, in Miami, Florida, at the age of 88 after a long illness. Kevin Bacon Chip Diller. Born Kevin Norwood. Bacon on July 8, 1958, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to art critic, Father Edmund, and teacher Mother Ruth, he played Chip Diller, the loyal ROTC cadet who screams, "Remain calm, all is well," as he gets trampled in the wild final scene. Before this film, he had run away from home to New York City at only 17 years old, slept on friends' couches, and worked as a waiter while struggling to find acting jobs, and Animal House became his very first feature film. He was cast in this tiny role for the cheapest price possible, and was only on set for around 3 days, paid the minimum union rate of around $200 per day. Yet that one short scene helped launch a career of more than 90 films, including Footloose, JFK, Apollo 13, Mystic River, and the hit television show The Following.
Well, sure. Everybody I talk to says Omega's the best, but I hate to...
He has been happily married to actress Kyra Sedgwick since 1988, one of Hollywood's longest-lasting marriages, and they have 2 children together, Travis and Sosie, both now actors as well. He sadly lost a large part of his savings in the 2008 Bernie Madoff investment fraud scandal, but rebuilt his finances quickly. And the famous game 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon made him more recognized than any single role he ever played. At 67 years old today, he is busier than ever with recent hits like Leave the World Behind, Maxine, and Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F. Tiny budget, huge fortune. Animal House was made for around $3 million, but it earned over $120 million domestically, turning a wild fraternity comedy into a massive Hollywood success story. That means the movie made many times its budget back and proved that comedy films could become box office giants. From wild college pranks to unforgettable Hollywood journeys, the cast of Animal House lived stories far bigger than the film itself, full of fame, heartbreak, reinvention, and legacy. If this trip down memory lane touched your heart even a little, smash that subscribe button right now and join our growing family for many more legendary cast reunions.